సింగపూర్లో ఇండియా సింగపూర్ వాణిజ్య సదస్సులో ప్రధాని మోదీ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ప్రత్యక్ష ప్రసారం ద్వారా చూద్దాం.
For the alternative investment funds, and we have rationalized the capital gain tax regime for real estate investment trusts. We have modified the permanent establishment norms. We have also decided to defer the implementation of the general anti-avoidance rules for 2 years. We have introduced the GST bill in Parliament. We are hopeful to roll it out in 2016. A new bankruptcy code and a new IPR policy is being drafted. The Company Law Tribunal is going to be formed soon. Our system for transparent auction and allocation of key natural resources like coal, spectrum and iron ore has now become stable. These are just a few examples. We are working hard to make sure that our tax regime is transparent and predictable. We are also keen to see that genuine investors and honest taxpayers get quick and fair decisions on tax matters. To this objective, we have already made a number of corrections. As a result of our initiatives, the sentiments for inflow of foreign investment are turning into commitments. FDI inflows have gone up by 40% compared with previous year's corresponding period. Perceptions are turning into positive outcomes. We have jumped 12 ranks in the latest ranking by the World Bank on ease of doing business. India climbs to become the world's 7th most valued nation brand with a 32% sprint in brand value. India has consistently been ranked as the most attractive investment destination by several agencies and institutions. India has also improved its UNCTAD ranking of investment attractiveness. We were 15th place so far. Now we are at 9th place. India has also jumped 16 places on the World Bank Economic Forum's Global Competitive Index. Moody's have upgraded the rating of India as positive. Moody's, not Modi. Thus, just in 18 months, we have successfully restored the credibility of India in the eyes of global players. As soon as my government took over, we started liberalizing the FDI regime along with other reforms. We allowed 100% FDI in railways and enhanced the FDI limit to 49% in defense and insurance. We are also conscious of the last mile operational issues in such policies. In that spirit, we are fine-tuning the procedures also. Early this month, we have taken a very dynamic step to further open up the economy for FDI. With this last round of reforms, India is among the most open economies for FDI. Some new sectors have been fully opened for FDI. For most of the sectors, FDI clearances are now on automatic route. In addition to greenfield areas, many sectors can freely absorb FDI in brownfield projects. This includes roads, construction, and medical devices. entry and exit conditions have been greatly relaxed for FDI. Friends, we are keen to scale up investment in next generation infrastructure, including digital networks and clean energy. In addition to the core infrastructure, we are keen to invest in our social, industrial and agri infrastructure to give better income and quality of life to our people. With tight control over expenditure, we have greatly increased capital investment by the public sector. To leverage this, we are setting up National Investment and Infrastructure Fund. We are also coming up with tax-free infrastructure bonds with a view to broaden the corporate bond market. This will also provide long-term finance for infrastructure. For infrastructure, we have also decided to launch rupee bonds in some countries. Singapore could be among them. We are quite eager to work with Singapore in this regard. Friends, about 100 million people in India are below the age of 35. These aspirations, energy, enterprise, and skill will be the force for India's economic transformation. But the immediate challenge is to productively employ the youth. For meeting this challenge, we need to provide a huge push to manufacturing, which has stagnated at around 16% of the GDP for several decades. This share must reach around 25% in the short and medium term. With this in view, we have launched the Make in India initiative. We are working on all fronts to make India a global manufacturing hub. We are creating the global skill pool to establish a modern economy with a world-class manufacturing sector. To achieve these objectives, apart from vigorous exercise for ease of doing business, we have fast-track approvals and clearances for industry and infrastructure.